Today, I want to focus on how you practice a chair pose. Chair pose is a flexion of a hip joint and knee joint. And I'm going to focus on the lower body area today. It depends on what you're looking from chair pose. Chair pose can be different. So normal people do chair pose. I like to keep your feet apart. In some yoga style, you keep legs together, zip up whole legs, and do chair pose. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't do it. I like better foundation. So you have open feet wider. You have a better foundation, and this is a natural alignment of your body. Your leg bone starting from here. It's not here, so it's natural to have a space between legs. So I do chair pose, and most of yoga pose feet are stay about hip width. Same thing in the chair pose. And if you know what, you do chair pose, and if you see, just bend your knee, you're just walking on your knee. So you got a slightly bending on a hip joint, but you're actually walking on your knee and stretching Achilles tendons. When you do this, you feel this pose at the knee or thigh. And if you have a knee issue, this may not be a comfortable practice to do. So be careful what you're doing, and you're mostly feeling your thigh and your Achilles tendons. You don't feeling much of the buttocks because your weight is not on the buttocks. If you're not working on the buttocks and hamstring, you just tilt your body forward. I like to start with just flexion of your hip joint first. So if you don't know how to flex your hip joint, use your finger and push your hip flexor with the finger. So your pelvis have to tilt forward. And from here, and push a little further, and your knee automatically bends. And you start putting a lot of weight on your buttocks and thigh, and keep your feet grounded. And you can just bring your spine parallel to the floor for more challenging. And more core work and challenging, you can extending arms forward. So you can really feel your core, buttocks, and hamstring. So you can feel here. This is another way to chair pose. And you can slowly standing up. And similar to chair pose, you do the goddess pose. Toes and knees are pointing out. That's the biggest difference. So when you do this, you are squeezing outside of your thigh. You're walking on the gluteus medius, not the back. Now you're walking on the side. And you can do this same thing, little wider than hip width and toes pointing out. You just do this. And just push, hip flex up, so you can use your finger, push it back, and push it back. You can start feeling outer thigh, working on gluteus medius. So there's always all kind of way to practice chair pose. Depends on what you want from a chair pose. So any pose you practice, be mindful why you are doing it, and it is safe for you. Because all pose, yoga is for everybody, but not all pose is for everybody. Chair pose can be for everybody, but you may not able to do all chair pose. So look for what you need and what you can do, but start with stabilize your feet first. So work on the gluteus medius, outer thigh, help you stabilize your leg. So you might want to work on some yoga pose to stabilize your leg first and move on to chair pose or more yoga pose. So if you have any question about the yoga pose, let me know. I just wanted to talk about the chair pose today. Thank you so much and see you later.